We're out at Stoke Park. It's actually one of the places that very kindly let us do a great deal of our testing for the magazine, and we often come out early in the morning to really get a representative feel about how clubs are performing out here. It's all well and good getting the numbers on TrackMan, but we also like to try them out on course and see how they perform. New Mizuno line has received a lot of interest, both the JPX850 and the new MP lineup. In theory, I think there'd be a hell of a lot of difference between these two 5-irons. I've obviously got the MP-15 here and the JPX850, aimed at different golfers, a completely different look behind the ball. This one is a lot chunkier. I'm quite intrigued to see how they differ in terms of distance. In the past, there's been quite a big gap. They have made improvements to the MP-15 forgiveness, so it'd be interesting to see how that comes into play. I've got about 170 to the flag here, and I've got the two 5-irons. I'm going to hit both, see how we get on, and see how far up there both of them go. I would say this is about a standard shot for a 5-iron for me, slightly uphill as well, so it should be spot on. Let's start off with the JPX850, see how we get on with it. Like I say, it's a fairly large head behind the ball, but it's one that still looks pretty good. They always get the styling right. Let's see how far up there we get with it. Well, that absolutely ripped that. Oh, nearly panned it. That's about as good as I can hit a 5-iron, to be honest with you. So let's hit the Mizuno MP and see how far we get with that one. Hopefully if I can hit that one as good as well, it will be a perfect comparison really. Like I say, much smaller head, head style I'm probably more accustomed to using. MP-15 is a great looking product, feels great on the range. This is the first time I've had it on course, so let's see how the distance compares. So almost identical hits. That's pitched probably 10 yards shorter than the other one, just on the front edge. I mean, it's still pretty good, but there's noticeable difference between those two. So I've just come up on the green. I just wanted to show you the difference between the two iron shots. In all honesty, there's not a massive amount of difference where they finished, but interestingly, the pitch mark for the JPX, which clearly flew further through the air, was up around pin high. The MP got somehow very fortunate defied gravity bounce. As you can see, there's a few yards difference, but I think that will really show when it comes to playing in wind, in cold weather. I think you're going to see the ball flight with that one was considerably higher. The trade-off is that one felt a lot better, so you've got to really think about what you're looking for in an iron. I don't think everyone's going to actually want to hit it further, but the reality is the vast majority of us are, and like I say, although I play that size-headed iron, I'd probably take my 5-iron going about 5-6 yards further through the air, particularly in the winter months, or when the ground gets particularly hard. That's going to give me a lot more options. So fascinating little par 3, and really shows the difference between the clubs. It's not just aesthetic, and it does make a difference, and is really worth thinking about. So Mike Harris, editor, and I are out on the golf course trying a load of different irons. We're really interested in how far they're going. As you saw on the par 3, it was very interesting to see the difference between JPX850 and the MP-15. I've ripped both shots, but what I'm a little bit more interested in catching ones that aren't quite out the middle of the club to see how they perform. I think in theory that is going to be a real noticeable difference between the two. As you'll have seen, I'm not going to hit all of these good, so let's hit a few and see how they perform, how they fly through the air. I've got the JPX850 first. I've got exactly the same distance to the flag as I had on the par 3, 172, so we'll make a swing at it. I'll hit a couple and one of them won't be pure, so let's see. A little bit out the net. Still pretty good. Nearly gone in again. Nearly gone in the hole. This doesn't happen all the time, but I can see that wasn't middle.
Yeah, but it still felt good.
Yeah, with JPX850, and look how it flew. I mean,
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It is a more forgiving iron. It's going to help if you don't always catch it out the middle. I think the MP iron's really obviously going to appeal to the Mizuno traditional fans who love that really sleek look and the sort of extra workability, but let's face it, you know, Paul's a 4 handicap golfer and he's still after a bit of extra distance and extra forgiveness. But let's see how the MP goes.
Perfect example. If I can hit one not quite pure with, I've used MPs in the past and loved them when I've been swinging well, but you do lose a bit of distance if you don't catch them normally. So let's see how this one performs. Interesting, that was a bit out of the toe. It's pitched a lot shorter. I mean, it's ran up because of the toey strike, but again, let's hit another one. It's only a matter of time before we don't quite get one.
Wish my bad strikes were finishing about 10 foot away from the hole, but
one off.
Where'd it go?
In the bunker, hasn't it? Sort of,
yeah, short and left. But I also think that if I'd have hit that shot with a JPX850, I don't think it would have been that much offline. Let's just try this one again. And it's noticeably bigger head. I'm used to using compact design, and I must say I do love that look, but that's exactly the same strike as that MP, I'd say. It's just held its line a bit more. Not massively different because I've hit them all pretty well, but there is, you do stand over this one and feel like you can't really miss it. It is very confidence inspiring. It shouldn't have come down to taste. I think that shows that there's not enormous differences, but there's probably enough for those who need a bit of distance and a bit of forgiveness.
I think it's key, isn't it, to be, you know, to really going out there, getting custom fitted. Don't go in with to a custom fit session with preconceptions. Work with the fitter, work with your PGA Pro if it's your PGA Pro doing the fitting. Look at the numbers, look at the feel, look at the flight of the ball, and then, you know, make a decision in conjunction, say with your PGA Pro or with the custom fitting expert, and then you're going to get an iron that not only you like the look of, but you're going to feel confident with, and they're going to work with your game. I think you're going to again get the most out of an iron purchase, which, you know, with premium brand like Mizuno, you know, is a big investment. So you need to make sure you're getting the right clubs for your game.
So that is the bad shot that I hit with the MP. That is the reasonably off strike that I hit with the JPX. But the other two are the interesting ones. The closer ball is actually the MP that I hit. Although it pitched shorter, it had a bit more run in it, and when you think about it, it's coming in on a lower flight with the MP model. This one, JPX, is flying really high through the air, so it's not necessarily the one that goes the furthest that is the best for you. You really have to look at controlling your ball flight. Again, as Mike and I were saying, fitting is so important in that respect. Don't just go on there and think this one goes longest. Look at the flights, look at how you want to control the ball if you play a windy golf course. But fascinating the difference. That one definitely pitched considerably shorter but ran on more. I think you'd probably prefer to hit it high through the air and control it by through the air where you pitch it, where it stops. So two pretty decent efforts from 172. I'll take those, but really interested to how they got there when they pitched and ran out.